Brian with the Public Defender's Office in San Bernardino County. I'm currently acting Chief Deputy, and I'm here to tell you briefly about the digital project and the iPads and kind of how it transformed the office and basically what the big picture goals were during the implementation of that project. The idea is you may well know, is we have a county that is about the distance from Manhattan to Boston, and we would move files physically over the extent of that location. And the idea was we wanted to be completely digital within 1 year. And the goal was, and the paradigm of the project was, we wanted to be better, faster, and cheaper, and we wanted to do it in-house with the talent we had in-house without spending any money. And we felt with those parameters and that paradigm, we could sell that project to Phyllis. Phyllis approved it, and we went forward on that. And that's why some of the things we have used and continue to use are routers bought at Best Buy, iPads bought at Best Buy, and the Apple Store. This video will hopefully give you an idea of how we did that, how simple the system is, and yet how nicely it has transformed our office.
How did you being a division chief, how did this project affect your job?
Well, the nice thing about being the division chief is I had some authority to put together a team. And the team was put together by just chatting with several people. Alan, the person who's doing this video, it turned out had an unbelievable amount of knowledge with respect to computers and digital things like that. My function was really to just lay the groundwork in the big picture, and then we constructed a team which was very everybody was equal no matter what role they actually officially had in the department.
And what do you think was one of the key factors to make this this project or this endeavor a success?
Well, I think it was successful for several reasons. One is just the cost effectiveness of the project. It was cheap, frankly. And then most importantly, we tapped into very talented, very energetic folks that we have on staff that were excited to be part of a project. And we insisted at every meeting we had to be able to speak freely, openly, no matter how hostile the meeting got, but it was very respectful. And there was no hierarchy involved. But we did do it in phases. The first thing, and I think most importantly, is we bought iPads. And we used that as an initial success. Here's the iPads, here's what's coming. Take it home, play with it. It's a really cool item. And that really got the attorney staff knowing, like, here it comes, this thing is coming. But it wasn't some scary piece of equipment. It was something they could take home, watch movies, read the newspapers.
Now, what did you see in terms of the positive aspects or changes that you saw that this digitization of the office when it was going through? What did you see personally?
Well, the first and most important transformation was the sheer physical labor that was quickly going away. I wish I had something available. We used to have public defender agencies will understand the volume of cases and the stacks of cases people walk around with. When we first started with one department, that was 30 cases that was done digitally, and they weren't carrying them, and they weren't sitting on somebody's desk. And over the course of a few weeks, the cases were, and the size of the stacks of cases were just quickly going away. And that, to me, was signs of success.
What do you think was the single most challenging issue that you had to deal with in terms of implementing and developing this project?
I think one would think that it was the challenge of getting tech challenged people to come to the table. That was a little bit of a challenge, but I think most people bought into it. The biggest challenge was, especially in 2010 when we were doing it, the economy was tanking, we were losing jobs like crazy, and the staff was rightfully, I suppose, thinking in terms of losing their jobs, that this digital project would remove their need for the department. So we had to engage in several different types of meetings and trainings, and committed to the staff that their jobs were changing, but they were still going to be needed to do other functions.
And lastly, what do you think, as other public defender offices are looking at the same issue, trying to digitize their office, what recommendation would you give them, given the experience that you've had?
There would be many. I think it depends on what type of system you want to put in place. We've been criticized all along that our system is a Mickey Mouse system. It has not failed us, and it was done cheaply. I think that as if the money and the budget changes over the next couple of years, we would like to make it a little bit more robust. As I learned, we tech speak. But I think you have to decide for yourself as a department what type of system you want and what type of money you want to spend, and those are the things you got to, I think, decide for yourself. And then give yourself a time frame. If you don't have a time frame, it's, I believe, going to get lost in the planning stage.
Also, another question: how important is it, do you believe, and not just this project, but any project that any other public defender office is wanting to do this? How important is it that you have the input of your employees?
Again, it's a style thing, and the culture here is very, it's a flat organization, I believe, so it's easy to just tap into and discuss all of these issues with employees and have informal discussions. I did not want praise. I didn't care how good the system was working. I wanted to hear about every single negative thing that somebody could think about. And we really encouraged criticisms from staff, from clerical staff, from courts. Anybody that could speak ill of the system was welcomed because it allowed us to go back and reevaluate when there were criticisms. And I think that to be successful, it also allowed just this open communication.